out there that hasn't seen Disney movies, watch ABC or ESPN, or visit a Disney theme park, I think it would be hard to find anyone in the world that hasn't been touched in some way through the Disney company or its founder, Walter Elias Disney. Dr. Council and fellow classmates, my name is Landon McCarl, and today I would like to talk about a brief history of Walt Disney and the creation of the Disney company. Today I will tell you how this man took a dream and made it into reality. According to Michael Barron, his biography of the Walt Disney, the animated man, Walt was interested in drawing from an early age and started going to Saturday night classes at Kansas City Art Institute while his family lived in Kansas. When the family later moved to Chicago, he took art classes at night at the Chicago Art Institute. Eventually, he opened his own animation company. His company was called Lapograms, produced a series of cartoons called the Allen Comedies. Walt was the great artist, but he didn't know how to run business very well, so his company went bankrupt. Walt and his brother Roy decided to move to Hollywood and start over. The new studio created a cartoon called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Oswald cartoon did very well, but Walt decided to travel to New York to meet with the distributor of the cartoon, Universal Pictures. He asked for the raise of the price for each cartoon. However, he was surprised to find out that Universal had already owned that character, not him. In the end, Universal not only would it agree to increase the price, but told him if he didn't lower the price, they would create the cartoon without him. He wouldn't accept the offer, so he lost his most successful character at that point. However, according to PBS special Walt Disney Up Close, on the train ride back to Hollywood from New York, Disney came up with a new character based on a mouse that he had as a pet when he lived in Kansas. He originally called the character Mortimer, but his wife later convinced him to change the name to Mickey. He used this new character in his first ever cartoon with synchronized sound called the Steamboat Willie, and it was a huge success. His studio went on to create the first ever color cartoon called Flowers and Trees, which also later became the first cartoon to ever win the Academy Award. Later, the studio created the first ever full-length animated movie called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which also won the Academy Award. Walt Disney actually holds the record of the most Academy Award nominations with 59 and the most awarded Oscars with 26. In addition to many accomplishments, animation, movies, and TV shows, was also created the first ever theme park, Disneyland. According to Anthony Lane's article, Wonderful World in the New York Magazine in December 2006, Walt came up with an idea when taking his own daughter to the fair in amusement park and saw how dirty it was. So he didn't like that, so he wanted to create a safe, clean place where parents and children would have fun together. At first, no bank would ever loan him the money to build Disneyland, but with the success of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, he was able to partially fund part of it, and the bank would loan the rest. Disneyland opened in July 18, 1955, and of course turned into a huge success, led to the creation of 11 other Disney parks throughout the world. Walt Disney passed away in 1966, but his legacy will live on forever. Billions of people all over the world have seen his movies, love his characters, and visit his theme parks. His company grew from a small animation studio into the largest media entertainment companies in the world. According to Forbes website, Disney currently employs just under 200,000 people, and it ranked the fifth most admirable company in the world. The Fortune Fortune magazine ranked Disney as the 8th strongest brand in the world and the #1 company that people want to work for. There are very few people in the world that have not been impacted by the life of Walt Disney and his company. Despite all his success, he quoted as saying, "I only hope that we don't lose sight of one thing, that it all started with a mouse." Thank you.